Today I'll be talking about what are some of the woes an Agile coach faces. Coaching is a constantly evolving, fluid process. It's both an art and science, and that means that even as we gain more experience, we'll still come across challenges. It's part of what makes today's coaching tough, but it's also what makes coaching so rewarding. Today I'll be talking about what are some of the woes an Agile coach faces. I remember having a conversation with my boss when I first started using Agile years ago, that you couldn't use Agile for everything in an organization. This was noticeably true when we were using Kanban for our marketing transformation. The thought that you wouldn't use Agile in a project where requirements were defined upfront was also an oddity to me. Why wouldn't you mitigate risk and get feedback as you deliver despite thinking that you got your requirements 100% right? Some would dispute that Kanban is a more lean method than an Agile one, but it's really more like a component that's part of a bigger system. This used to be known as an Agile umbrella, but is now referred to as new ways of working. It combines lean thinking, lean startup thinking, design thinking, Agile thinking, software craftsmanship thinking, and much more. It's the year of 2021, and we should be solving problems everywhere, with so much knowledge and tools at our disposal. Yet we aren't. We aren't consistent nor predictable in the outcomes of our transformations. Our perfect designs and methods are failing on implementation, or their stickiness is not strong enough to handle a significant C-suite change. Agile requires stable teams to create productivity. Every time you restructure, you create uncertainty. This uncertainty dramatically reduces individual productivity. It forces teams to go through the Tuckman's model, the forming, norming, storming, performing, and adjourning, again decreasing productivity. You force work to be redistributed to the teams, creating a hole on flow. And you confuse stakeholders who also work with the teams on where the work is at and who to engage with, also dramatically impacting the flow. If you are in one of these organizations, before implementing an Agile transformation, you should stop restructuring more than once a year or twice ideally, learn your choices and trade-offs and implement appropriate mitigations. Test and learn using real data. How do you know your organizational productivity and how does your structure affect it? Performance manage out your people that aren't performing. This means having a HR group that can actually deal with difficult conversations and managers who have the skills to deal with system thinking around performance. If organizations did proper systems and performance management, a lot less restructures would be required. You could also argue that better recruitment processes would reduce poor performance issues downstream. While this isn't the case for all organizations, it is important to understand that this is key to culturing performance at the base level. So you see, Agile requires a different type of leader. A leader who can help to change the culture of an organization, who can think critically of the way we do it now versus the possibility of the future of the organization. A key enabler to Agile that you should consider prior to kicking off an Agile transformation is a leadership transformation. Remember, Agile is best practice from a top-down mandate. Coaches are, understandably, very eager to help their teams overcome obstacles and work better together. But sometimes this leads to coaches stepping in and doing way too much for the team. When coaches become part of the operational solution, teams are often squeezed out of ownership of their own improvement. For coaches, this means missing out on opportunities to build more effective and empowered teams. When team members do not feel team ownership, this often shows up as individuals focusing on getting their product backlog done. There is no focus on the outcome. As a coach, you have to shift your mindset. The problem is not, in fact, the problem. The problem is how the team sees the problem. Both its importance and their sense of being able to take action on it. Remember, team ownership. Most Agile teams emphasize on the team dynamics and its importance. While that is true, Agile fluency isn't about group dynamics per se. It is about the extent of Agile adoption in behavior, mindset, processes, impact, and it looks at different levels of a company. Team dynamics explain how capabilities and challenges in a team's collaboration evolve over time and why. Overlooking this aspect means not seeing and adjusting to the team's current state. Just knowing where a team is at its team dynamics journey is not enough. Even coaches who correctly identify team dynamics issues still find themselves unable to affect change in their teams. They don't have all the necessary tools in their toolbox. Though they proactively try to improve team collaboration, they often do it in the wrong way and at the wrong time. That's where the coaching is crucial. At all times, the mindset and behavior has to be instilled in the team to be able to understand where they are and what they need to do. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Take for example, a coach who tries to run a purpose workshop from scratch with a newly formed team that has yet to form the relationships needed for such a workshop to be effective. In such a case, the result is often damaged relationships and a lower ability to collaborate. This not only isn't what the coach intended, but also make the team less willing to trust the coach's idea the next time round. For best practices, start off with using a model, do an introduction to it and ask the team what they think and what they recognize. If the team struggles, share your observations and guide them, but not diagnose the team on their behalf. You can have a conversation with your team about team dynamics and your journey as a team. Just knowing what's ahead and understanding where you are now will help tremendously in coping with the various challenges the team will face as they develop. Consider asking the team to assess where they are now and facilitate a discussion around their assessment. Whenever you plan to run exercises or workshops with the team, take a minute to consider what their current capabilities and challenges are, keeping in mind the team's current group development phase. Are your proposed activities appropriate given their current state? We've all done this. We coach ourselves to focus on the team getting to know each other on a detailed level, deciding on a process, getting a high-level view of the vision, and even attempting to create a complete roadmap and perfectly prioritize backlog right from the start. That all sounds great, right? Now don't get me wrong, it's great to get to have all these things, but spending several days on them before the team has done any real work will kill energy and discussions will be mostly unproductive because there's nothing yet to relate these discussions to. Instead, focus on making sure the team kicks off their time together with some quick wins. Why? The way that a team spends their time together initially can help set them up for success down the line. It may be tempting to adopt consensus decision making early on to ensure everybody is on board, but that will take a long time to get in place in a newly established team and delays their first success moment as a team. Help the team to get started fast. Work with, encourage, or even push the entire team for early success. Something of value for the customers or the team that can be delivered in the very first few days. Only briefly cover longer-term context. The team should leave the first week feeling that they are accomplished something and that they are curious about what they can accomplish the next week. Find things worthy of celebrating during the team's first week. Celebrate those little things together. High energy in meetings may appear to be a great thing and is something coaches strive for. But what if the team is having the wrong conversation? Alternatively, what if there's no conversation or debate at all and energy is low? Will the team be able to find great solutions to the difficult problems they're facing? Probably not. Challenging team performance begins with understanding where the team is stuck right now, but at its core, it's about helping the team reach high performing levels. So what can you do as a coach if the team you are coaching is stuck? Do you challenge them head on or give them feedback? Design processes that force everyone to speak up? Or do you perhaps wait patiently hoping the team will overcome their collaboration tensions as they get to know about each other better? Whatever the answer was, That's what the mistake is about, doing something that challenges the team to perform better. Select the way of challenging team performance that suits their current team dynamics. Consider the difference between "let's talk about collaboration, performance will come later." On one hand, you have "I'll facilitate a retro and let you explore your performance level" versus "here's some feedback and I'll join you in conversations about your performance." There is a difference. Deliver performance feedback to the team. Be sure to consider what stage the team is at in their team dynamics journey so your feedback is relevant to their capabilities. So there you have it. These might not be all the woes in a coaching life, but addressing these little things from the beginning will help you along your coaching journey. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.